Hi everyone, and welcome to the Capricorn March 2023 weekly tarot bite reading. So this is just a short little, when I say a bite, that's what it is. This is not the longer extended reading. This is just kind of like a a midweek bump to ground you in the present moment, with kind of giving you something to focus on to help you kind of get through the energy of the week and to make use of a doorway that wants to open up for you, that is going to help you continue on your journey of spiritual growth. So I'm going to go ahead here, Capricorn, and we're going to be pulling the first card here, and yours came right out the gate here, which I love. And we're going to be using this. So I'm going to read the little excerpt that comes in the book with this with this oracle deck. And then we're going to pull 3 additional cards to get a little deeper into the doorway that's opening up for you. So we have Hold Your Center. I love this card because you notice here it's an individual who's kind of she looks almost like she's just waiting for something, and yet her spirit is literally walking through this doorway with the dove of peace coming through. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a very beautiful message. But if you notice here, there is, and I know it's very hard to see, but there's a triangle here. And this is the triangle representing the masculine side to our experience. And so there is this kind of call here to hold your center, to really be focused and taking action from that place of when we look at masculine and feminine, it doesn't mean male and female. It means masculine is kind of the outward pushing energy, and the feminine is more of the receptive, creative energy. So holding your center, but doing so from a place that is more active and forward focused. And with number 34, that breaks down to the number 7. In numerology, that is really working with spirit, working with the divine, and getting to that place of confidence in how we choose to take action when we are confident in co-creating with the divine. Kind of looking at getting to that place of we understand that there's a reason, a why behind what we choose to do. Okay, so it says, hold your center. It says, have you been rushing out to meet others, trying to bend or accommodate their needs at the expense of your own well-being and inner peace? Now you are to strengthen your own energy, your own boundaries, to find your ground. Firmly place your feet there and do not move. Feel your feet anchoring you like a beautiful tree. Let yourself experience quiet certainty as you hold your center with commitment, courage, and consciousness. I love that. This is really speaking to that beautiful place that we all need to get to at some point in our busy day-to-day hectic lives, where we stop and we say, you know what? I need to meet my needs first. I'm getting the feeling of the kind of you have to put on your own air mask on the plane before you put it on someone else. There is that feeling here of, I think, your spirit, your spiritual self is really going through, I think, probably a great growth period. And there's this feeling here of maybe having been too focused on others. I mean, Capricorn, you are the Zodiac sign that is actually the father archetype. So Cancer, your opposing sign on the Zodiac wheel, is the mother archetype. So this is really kind of getting into, again, that masculine part of your experience, of your sign, which is to kind of take on that fatherly energy, but doing so from a way that is just kind of quiet. I like that it speaks to kind of imagining putting your feet on the ground like a tree and just anchoring yourself there, being strong. That's really what this is about, being strong. And that if something happens this week and the winds of change are kind of coming in and they're being crazy, that you're the one that's the anchor, that you're the one that's like, no, we'll weather the storm together. Like, let's just stop. And, you can kind of come to me to be that strength, but you have to be able to first understand what you need to do this week to be able to carve out that space to meet your needs, to put up those boundaries so that you can be that pillar of strength, just like a beautiful tree. So now I'm going to pull a card here. This is just from the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And we're looking now at the element of curiosity. And this is where Spirit would like you to stay open and curious, kind of where to point your internal spiritual eye to be able to see a doorway that is opening up. And then we'll pull additional cards to see where Spirit would like you to stay courageous in, walking through that door and keeping it open. And then a point of contemplation so that you can kind of ground this into your weekly practice. So we have 8 of Pentacles and 4 of Wands. I love this. For many of you, this is a week of just putting your head down and doing what you need to do to maintain a strong foundation in something. Now, the 4 of Wands can represent a marriage. It can also represent the foundation for a business. It can represent, any type of foundation that you want to build that is stable. It's where you've chosen to take action, and something that can be celebrated or affect others. But with the 8 of Pentacles, this is that diligent, hard work that is just doing something, doing one task after another, that you're perfecting something. And I think for many of you, this week is really about holding your center around continuing to build on a foundation that you've been working towards. So whether this is your own business, whether this is getting your house to that, I always think when these kind of come up, this is almost like that person who, bought the fixer-upper house, and every day they're working on like one additional thing they have to fix, or you have a new business, and every day you have that one additional thing you need to do, to kind of flesh out the growing business. Or this can be, if this is like a marriage, this can be, doing what you need to do to make sure that the foundation for that relationship and the home life is stable. Now, the only way to do that is, again, to really make sure that you're in a healthy place to be able to continue to be the individual who's really kind of holding down the fort and doing the necessary steps to maintain that foundation. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead here. This can also be working towards something too. Again, if you're working towards getting a home, if you're working towards starting a business, if you, and that can be hard, when we're trying to do something in the middle, we're trying to build something in the middle of also just our day-to-day survival. So we have surrender to the wisdom of your body. It says, listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward, which is great. It really focuses on the hold your center part here, really looking at, again, how are you feeling this week? What is draining you? And maybe what needs to change, what boundary needs to be put up so that you are not in that place of kind of an energetic, almost like an energetic leak, where you are being drained a little bit at a time and maybe not even realizing it. And then it says surrender to divine timing. So sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Now this could be beautiful, or this can be very pertinent to, again, holding your center. You may be working on something specific and it may feel like it's not coming to fruition fast enough. And this is saying you're being asked to hold on to your vision or whatever you've been working towards and continue to maintain that, even if things this week get a little out of control, or even if your partner comes in and says, you know what, maybe we need to do it a different way. And it's like, no. Or this could be where you're working on building your own business and you're wondering, like, is it even working? Should I just walk away from it? It's saying, no. It's asking you to, stay true to what you've started to work on and continue to invest in that. But this is a week too where you can get really in touch with the physical aspect of your experience and just see, what is draining you. Are you being asked, again, to put other people's needs first? This can be where, we all have things in our life that, demand something of us. And maybe this is where this week you realize, I'm not going to say yes to meeting for dinner because I'm exhausted today, or I'm not going to I might put it on my partner this week to do something that normally I would do because I need that extra time, that extra space. Or this can even be where, you're at work and your boss is like, oh, I gives you 3 extra things and says, but I need them all done by Friday. And this is where you might have to sit there and say, maybe you've been working towards building a foundation even at work, so that you can be, this could be like finishing a major project or something along those lines. And you could say, in order for me to really be able to meet the original project deadline, I unfortunately can't take these additional tasks this week. And it could be something just as simple as that. But for some of you, this is about not giving up on a dream, not giving up on something you've been working towards. And if you have been working towards a marriage or building a firm foundation for a relationship of that nature to come in, continue to focus on that, even if it isn't coming to fruition in the time period that you want. Okay, so we have Fox Spirit. It says, think on your feet, number 27, breaks down to number 9. I love this for a point of contemplation. This is what Spirit's asking you to bring this message, kind of incorporate it into your day-to-day. Like as you're just going through and you have that momentary pause, bring this into your thoughts of think on your feet. Because there may be a way here with the number 9 coming in. That number 9 really speaks to kind of having all of that universal knowledge at your fingertips, that you have literally that book of universal knowledge, all the lessons you've learned, all the things you've gone through, but there's also a little bit of that magician energy that comes through. And so there's something here about maybe this week, something didn't feel like it was coming through or wasn't coming through fast enough, or you were wondering if you could even make this happen, or if you should continue to focus on it because other things in your life are kind of getting in the way of it. And this is saying, think on your feet this week, because there may be, especially with thinking about, surrender to the wisdom of your body. If something doesn't feel right, well, there might be a kind of like the spontaneous aha in how you can change your current experience, or how you can change your routine, or what you realize, oh my gosh, I've been taking on this extra task and it could be done by someone else. Or all I've needed to do is actually, tell my boss like, hey, no, I can't take on that one extra task. And then you think, wow, but maybe thinking on your feet, you're like, but Joe or Jane, 2 offices over was just telling me that they just wrapped up their project and they're looking for something else. I think that they would be a great person to bring that on. There's something around that where there's going to be something that comes through, maybe an aha moment where it could actually kind of change and allow you to really free up continuing to work on building what you're building here. So keep that in mind, but really focus here is holding your center, staying true to what you've been focused on, be true to what you are mastering and want to build, and allow that element of divine timing and patience to come in. But also allow this week, this is really what the whole doorway opening to is, maybe there's a new way to do something, or there's a more, for instance, like, saying, hey, I can't take on this extra work, but so-and-so might be able to. That might be that ding ding moment of like, oh my gosh, if I would have just done this, said that kind of thing, a year ago, I might have spared myself a whole year of stress every time my boss piled on more work that I really couldn't manage. Or this might be where somebody comes in and you've been so working to save towards something, and they come in and they say, hey, you know what, I have a better way to save. And you're like, really? I was thinking about just totally walking away from continuing to put my money towards that, but okay, what is it? It's like allowing you to be open to that. So just hold your center, especially if you've been building a business as well, that there might be a ding ding moment of like, I can do this a little smarter. Instead of working harder, I'm going to work smarter towards this. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, Capricorn. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead, and I look forward to reading for you in your expanded illumination reading next week. Bye, everyone.